I'm assuming if you clicked on this video that you're interested in writing a book. It's important to know why you want to write the book. Every author writes for a reason. No author in today's world really decides to write just to become a famous best-selling author. In today's world, that's too much of a gamble. It's important to find out what is it that you want to share with the world. Now, writing a how-to book is fairly easy. The hard part is organizing all of the information, setting it up in easy to understand steps, and figuring out a process to photograph it with high-resolution pictures during the process. Writing a novel is a slightly heavier lift because there are a lot of parts, a lot of moving parts in fiction writing. But like anything, once you break it down into bite-sized pieces, it becomes easy too. The first step is to identify why you want to write. Finding out why you want to write will inspire you. It will give you a mission. This will keep you moving forward during the times of writing a book that could be more difficult than others. Everything having to do with writing a book today is doable. Even if you have a few shortcomings, there are all kinds of help websites that can get you through the sticky parts of the fiction writing process that maybe you're not that great at. These online helpers are all very affordable. What that means, of course, is that there's no reason to put it off anymore. It could be time to start writing that book. Writing, no matter what form it takes, is a form of sharing. You are either writing in the hopes of bringing some kind of enjoyment to your readers or inspiration, or maybe you want to give unique insight into a situation. You could also want to pass on unique information and know-how that you have. You don't have to write a how-to book. You can write fiction and weave into the story all of the information experience that you have gathered over a lifetime. I personally have always loved books and movies that are written against the backdrop of Catholicism, like The Godfather's movies, Sopranos, even Ray Donovan. There's something about murder and mayhem against the backdrop of the sacredness of a church or a religion. It always gives the story a little bit of a moral underpinning. I think this adds to the depth of the story. Of course, Hollywood would sometimes focus their attention on the dark side of the church, the criminals, the bad guys. Or they would walk a little too close to blasphemy, for my taste anyway. In my books, I stay away from the blasphemy. I treat religion, not only Catholicism, but whatever other religion comes up, with respect. So that's part of why I write. I'm writing the stories that I wish somebody else had written. Writing is also part of my legacy. I'm now in retirement and I write to pass on information and experience that I've gathered over a lifetime. Now, if you are someone who has story ideas popping into your head all the time, even going back to childhood, you probably are a natural-born writer. You might be writing already. But if not, embracing your fate might be what you need to do right away. Or maybe you're someone who comes away from every movie thinking, it was good, but you know what would have been better? And you have ideas that could make the plot stronger or more dynamic. This could be your inner writer telling you it's time for you to start writing your own stories. The social philosopher, intellectual, and straight talker, Thomas Sowell, once said in an interview that when Rome fell, the knowledge and know-how of making bricks disappeared, and that when Western civilization began to get back on its feet, they had to import bricks from England. So maybe there is unique information or knowledge that you have had throughout your life that you want to leave behind. Maybe you want to write a memoir instead of a novel. So maybe you have unique experience that you would like to leave behind in a book, whether it be a know-how book, a how-to book, or is it time for you to weave all of that information into a story for a novel? Or you can write a memoir. The younger generations don't write letters. They write texts, they write emails, but those are going to be lost. And so maybe when future historians want to know a little bit more than a little Snapchat here or a little email there, they want to get a real perspective on what happened during the times we live in. I think memoirs will be where they look instead of handwritten letters like the historians do now. Maybe your voice is calling you to put what you know into a memoir. Maybe you experienced something unique in your life, or you witnessed an event that you feel the need to pass on your perspective about things. Think of the best-selling author Anne Rule. Now, she had experience in police work. That was her career. But she also happened to know Ted Bundy. She worked with him for a short period of time. So she went on to write a book about him. And not only did she go on to write many true crime mysteries and become a very famous author, but at times she was invited on talk shows because she knew Ted Bundy. She was in the room with him when she worked with him. So she had a unique perspective. So is there something in your life that you experienced, that you witnessed, that your voice needs to be heard? So before you begin your writing journey, it's important to tap in the reason why you're writing. This will inspire you. It will invigorate you. It will give you the energy to get through the whole process. Now, if you learned anything in this video or you enjoyed it in any way, I would appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video.